warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello everyone. Hello judges. I'm Selviyana Putri. You can call me Selfie. I'm 15 years old. I'm from SMK Diponegoro, Tulakan, Pacitan. Today, I'm gonna be telling you the story and the title of The Legend of Reyok Ponorogo. Are you ready to listen? So, let's start the story of a long time ago. There was a big kingdom in Java named Kediri. The king was very old. He had a handsome son and a beautiful daughter. The prince liked fighting very much. Every day he practiced. Although he still felt desire to try it. He wanted to learn about it from somebody out of his kingdom, but he didn't have the courage to tell his father about it. One day, the king called his children. He said to his son, "My son, you know I'm growing old. I think this is the right time for you to be the king." How surprised the prince was! He was still unprepared to take this position, but he didn't dare to refuse it. So, he decided to leave Kediri and went to Ponorogo. No one knew him as he disguised himself as a common person. He tried to get a job in Ponorogo Palace and he was accepted. Day by day, the king of Ponorogo saw that his new guard had a good skill, so he decided to give him a prince position. How happy he was! The king liked him very much. One day, the king of Ponorogo ordered his prince to go to Kediri. The king wanted Princess of Kediri to be his wife. How confused the prince was! He had to go to Kediri and meet his father. He was very sure that his father would be very angry if he knew that he was still alive and didn't take the king position. But he didn't dare to refuse the king of Ponorogo. One morning, he left Ponorogo Palace and went to Kediri. He had a good idea to avoid his father's anger. He used a mask of a giant face, and it worked. Nobody recognized him, but the king of Kediri was very angry that his daughter had been proposed by the king of Ponorogo. Actually, he never met the king of Ponorogo, but after seeing the prince who had a giant face, he thought the king of Ponorogo was giant too. "No, I refuse your king's proposal. How can I let my daughter be the wife of giant?" said the king of Kediri. "No, your highness, you are wrong. The king of Kediri is a handsome man. He is not a giant," said the prince. "How I can believe you? Just look at you. You are his prince and you are a giant. So I've no doubt that your king is also giant," said the king of Kediri. "Your highness, will you believe me if I tell that I'm your son who left you many years ago?" asked the prince. "I don't believe you. Let me tell you something. I have forgotten my son. I don't have a coward son who left his family and got to be a king. And about you, you are a giant," said the king of Kediri angrily, because there was a giant who confessed to be his son. Suddenly, there was a light. Surprisingly, the mask of the prince's cold mouth opened. The prince had become a giant, a real giant. How sad the prince was! The princess, who saw what happened to her brothers, was very sad too. She came to her brothers in room at night. "My poor brother, I believe in you. You are my brother who left us many years ago. I'm really sorry about that, dear my sister," asked the prince. "My brother, I'm really sad about your face, but I'm sure that there is a way to get your face back again. I'm also sure that if I accept your king's proposal. Your face will return, so tell him that I accept his proposal with condition. He must come here accompanied by a soldier of lion. Early in the morning, the prince went home Ponorogo and told his king about what happened. The king of Ponorogo was very sad to know about his prince's face, so he ordered to do the princess has asked. The prince entered the forest, and soon he called many lions. On his way home, his face became handsome again. Meanwhile, in the forest, Singabarong, the king of lions, was very angry after seeing what happened to his soldiers. So he called his friend, the king of peacocks, to talk about it. They decided to wait until the king of Ponorogo was on his way to Kediri. On the sunny day, when the king of Ponorogo and his soldiers were on their way to Kediri, they were called up Singabarong and his soldiers. Suddenly, there was a fight between Singabarong soldiers and Ponorogo soldiers. The peacocks fly up and down, flapping the wings to give support to Singabarong. Finally, the prince killed Singabarong. His head was separated from his body. The princess willing to be his wife, and they lived happily in Ponorogo. But for many years, they didn't have any children. The princess was very sad, so he decided to go home to Kediri for a moment. As long as his wife was in Kediri, the king of Ponorogo was very sad. The prince knew it, so he tried to entertain him. He created a dance, got his wife. In this dance, the king of Ponorogo is represented by a handsome, the prince is represented by a dancer with a big frightening eyes, and Singabarong is represented by a dancer with mask of lion with peacock feather on his feet. The moral message from a short Indonesian folk tale about the legend of Reo Ponorogo is that if you want to get something, fight for it yourself. Don't try to take other people's property. And then, thank you for watching and listen. Goodbye.